So welcome to this week's lesson review, Cornerstone lesson review. This week's lesson is titled I Am a Follower. We have been looking at Christ's life, and this week we're going to be looking at Christ calling to his first disciples. And as we look at this lesson, we look at Christ calling out to his first disciples, calling them from various walks of life, various occupations. And as he calls all of these disciples to this commitment, to this life, we note one thing, that all these men that Christ calls to his service, they all leave behind their daily lives, the daily struggles, and they follow Christ wholeheartedly and fully. None of them goes back to, say goodbye to their families or go down closing their shops. For the tax collector's case, he simply walked up and followed Christ. And as we even look at the case of Peter and his companions as they are fishing, they leave their boats and their nets fully and follow Christ. And as we look at this lesson, our major focus this week, the question that we'll be trying to answer this week is, what is the true meaning of being a Christian, following a Christian in the 21st century? And as we look at this example of Christ's disciples at this time, we get the sense that they all left behind their belongings and they all left behind their livelihoods and their families and followed Christ. And the question that comes up in my mind or in our minds as we go through this lesson, does it also call for us to take the same steps, to take the same measures that they did? I mean, what does it mean for you to be a Christian in this time and age? Does you following through with your schoolwork still mean that you're a follower of Christ? Does you having a dating life mean that you have, So, as we look at this lesson, it brings one thing clear to our sight, that in this day and age, following Christ is really more of us letting go of trusting in ourselves and rather trusting in Christ. It's losing ourselves in him and letting him and finding ourselves in him. So as we share through this lesson, let us remember that our focus as followers of Christ is in us trusting fully in him and believing in him and letting him take the wheel in our lives and guiding us through our daily steps and our daily endeavors in this life. And even as we finish up on this lesson, we are looking forward